Hello everyone, so today we will set up Git in our Termux environment on our Android phone to be able to also use Git on our mobile phones. And together with the app Java N-IDE, then we have a small development environment where we can use Java N-IDE for coding and Termux together with Git to pull and push the changes. So the first thing, today I got this message here that it seems that I have an old version of Termux. I used Google Play Store to install Termux. I didn't know that on Google Play Store there is an old version of Termux. So I will also update my version of Termux after that video. And they suggest to either use F-Droid or the GitHub sources. So either use here the GitHub source or the GitHub source here or F-Droid. So I will also try this afterwards. But the Google Play Store now version, I also tried it before and everything worked. Some packages couldn't be installed and I got some error messages, but yeah. So I suggest you, and I will also move to the GitHub sources or to the F-Droid source of Termux later on. So the first thing you should do when using Termux is an apt update. So run update. And I also already did this 1 minute before. It takes a little bit of time, and after running apt update you have to run an apt upgrade. So you should run those two commands before we continue. So after running apt update and apt upgrade, we can install Git. For that we just use package install Git. You will check the availability of Git in some repository and we'll start downloading Git. Once that is done, Git is installed. You see, if you type Git, you have the help of the Git command line. So with that in mind, we can now clone our first Git repository. So let's move to GitHub. Either here you can use GitHub in the desktop. It looks a little bit different. Let me see one. Maybe view code, no, update files, new files. What you can do is copy the address here on top, the URL, and use Git Clone, paste the URL, and add in the ending a .git. That should copy the repository. And let's see, yeah, there's our repository now. If we change into our hello world, you can use here this tabulator to autocomplete, tabulate sign. We are in our hello world repository. Here are all our Java files, and with Git status we can again see our status. We are currently on the branch main. So for example, let's create a new Java file, let's call it table.java. So now here we have our table Java file, now with a Git status. You see there's one untracked file. Let's add this file, Git status with Git add, again Git status, of course. Now we can commit it. So let's use Git Commit -m with a message created table.java file, and of course it's our first commit with a fresh installation of Git, so we have to set our user email and our user name. For that reason we can copy here those two lines. First, the first line, copy, paste it, and let's replace this email here with our GitHub email, with our email from our GitHub account. In my case it's Raimund at ritnower.t, and the second line, our name, paste. Let's replace this with the GitHub username. In my case it's Raimund. Okay, and now with those two arrows here we can switch between the previous commands we executed. So let's commit again, and we made our first commit. So git status tells us that we are on branch main, the branch is ahead or by one commit, so we can push it. Git push. Of course, now we need the credentials, the username, Raimund, and here it also asks us for a password. No matter what you type in, it won't work, because here you see here from here on, support for password authentication was removed on August 2021. Please use a personal access token instead. So first we have to create a personal access token on our GitHub account. How can we do that? Either just Google GitHub personal access token, or let's go to GitHub, let's go to the menu, settings, then there is developer settings, there is personal access tokens. So click on personal access tokens. I got one for my bachelor thesis, and here you can click generate a new token. Let's give it a name, Termux on pixel 4a. Expiration, you can set the expiration date, either no expiration or some days. I will just leave it to 7 days because now it's just a demo, and we need access to our repositories. So I check repo, and yeah, other things we really don't need. So scroll down. For this case, if you need, of course, some other access rights, then you have to check on some other things you need. But for this case, for pushing changes, we just need here the access right for a repo, the scope. Then on generate token. Yeah, and of course here you only see the token one time. So copy the token and either save it somewhere, because if you close this page you won't see the token anymore. Then get back to your Git and again try to git push. Now our username, Raimund, and the password. Now we can paste the access token, paste, and we pushed our Java file, our table.java file. So let's check out our repository, our Hello World repository. And here's our table Java. 3 minutes ago we pushed. It was some seconds ago, but okay. There's our empty table.java file. That's nice. So one more thing to do to be able to use also Java N-IDE, because right now our Hello World directory here is only inside the internal Termux storage. But we want to access the storage on our we also want to access the storage of our phone, where we can share one folder together with Java N-IDE. So the internal Termux folder here is hidden from Java N-IDE. We can't access it from other apps. So what we have to do is to set up the storage. For that case, there's a command Termux, and you can use again this tabulator. There's Termux set up storage. You have to do this, and then it asks you if you want to allow to access media and files on your device. Click allow, and now if you switch to your home directory like cd tilde and then ls, and then here you have a new folder, called storage, so you can switch to change directories. So storage, and in here there is a folder shared, so we can again change to shared, and you see that's our internal drive, and here is one folder, Java N-IDE, where all our Java N-IDE projects, or at least all my Java N-IDE projects, are inside. So let's switch to Java N-IDE. There's one hello world project. Let's remove it. rm.rf hello world. It's gone now. And now we can again git clone. Let's check out our previous commands we executed. There's the git clone, and we will clone our project again, but this time inside the Java N-IDE folder. And here's our hello world project. So if we now switch to hello world, and here are all our files. Git status again. Of course, now it's marked as unsafe because the owner is someone else. Now we have to execute this command here to add this folder to the safe directories. So copy, paste, execute. Now we can execute our git commands. And now if we switch to Java N-IDE, we can edit file, open, Java project. Here is our Java N-IDE folder. Here we can select hello world and select. And here we got our familiar structure from Java N-IDE, our app, the build, libs, source folder, main Java, and the Java directory. In the Java directory, that's our source directory. So inside here we should work. So here let's create a new Java file, like our main.java. A package, of course, is, let's just use it, at.ignore, like my name. What's the problem here? Invalid name. Okay, just main. Java, it will automatically add a .java extension, so just main. And here we have our package AT written on our main.java file. Now we can add a public static void main method with our string array, our arguments, and system.out.println. Let's print hello Git. Let's run it, and it works. Of course, if you want to use your Java files from the previous, like our student Java, table Java, test Java, you have to access those files in your file explorer, like files. And here on the downside there should be somewhere internal storage, and inside internal storage there should be the Java N-IDE folder, Java N-IDE, hello world, and we can move all those, maybe not the readme, but student Java, table Java, test Java, move to internal storage, Java N-IDE, hello world, app, source, main, Java, IDE, ignore, move it here. So if you now refresh, here we have our old main Java, we can delete it, and here are all our, yeah, we can also refresh this somehow maybe, or not. Let's just switch. So now we moved everything here, inside here. Maybe that EML file that's for I used IntelliJ before, you can also remove that. Refresh it. So here now you have the README on top for our GitHub repository, and inside our source folder and our packages, now we have our Java classes. So after we did all those things, we can go back to Termux, git status. There we deleted some, and we created the app directory, so we can now use git add dot to add everything. Let's print the status again. Git status. So now, okay, you see there is also an file app build, for example, something in the build. So normally we also need a Git Ignore file now. We also need a Git Ignore file. Let's add the Git Ignore file first here on top. Here in hello world directory. Yeah, hello world directory. No, here. Let's add a. No. Okay, that's a little bit. We can add a Git Ignore file here. Touch .git ignore. So now we added a Git Ignore file. Now here we can put refresh, and it won't show us the Git Ignore file, of course, because it has a dot. But what we can do is we can use another, we can use the file here, the file explorer. Go to hello world, then it won't also show the Git Ignore file. Okay, whatever. So there's no okay. We could write something into Git Ignore with echo, or we can also use nano, maybe package install nano. There is no nano package install vi him. Oh God. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind. I just wanted to show you to add a Git Ignore file and edit it and use the and add the build ordner to the Git Ignore file. That's the only thing I wanted to show, but sadly there is there are some challenges to, or some obstacles in my way. Yeah, whatever. Let's go back. Git status. Yeah, normally you shouldn't check in the things that are generated in the build, but this time I will just show you how to use Git. So now we added everything to the staged. Now all those files are staged. Now we can commit those files, -m of course, added Java N-IDE project structure, for example. I don't know, just a demo. Okay, everything committed, and now we can push it. Git push. Username. Oh. Yeah, you should really save. Yeah. You should really save the personal access token in like in a password manager or something like that. I will create a new one. Repository, generate token. Let's copy. I thought it just asks me one time, but it will ask you every time. So you should really save the personal access token if you go for personal access token, Raymond. Okay, yeah, it worked, I think. Let's see. Let's this time use our GitHub app, repositories, hello world, browse code. Yeah, there is our app source, our build folder. That shouldn't be inside, of course. And here are all our, okay, whatever that is. But yeah, with that you can use Java N-IDE, Termux, and Git together. One thing is to use the personal access token. I thought it will ask me only one time and then somehow, yeah, but not. It will ask you every time for the personal access token if you push and for your username. Another thing what you can do is to, instead of using personal access tokens, you can use, go to settings, and then here you have your SSH and GPG keys. And here you can also add an SSH key. With that, it won't ask you every time for authentication. But I will cover this in a separate video. So, thanks a lot. I hope that helped a little bit, and see you next time when I show you how to add a SSH key. But there are also many. The only thing you have to do is use Google and bash or GitHub add SSH key. And go to Linux, and go to web browser. And here's the here's what you have to do. One thing I want to, because normally, let's go to our home directory, cd tilde. Normally we don't have SSH installed. Per default you can use package install open SSH. With that you can install OpenSSH on Termux and use that. That will also set up everything for you, and you don't only have to add the SSH key to your GitHub account, and that's it. After that, the GitHub CLI, Git CLI shouldn't ask for a username and password anymore, because it automatically authenticates you with your SSH key. So thanks for this time, and see you next time. Bye.